As the year 2022 opens, let us all over the world turn our thoughts not only to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., but to his mission, the establishment of a beloved community of all mankind. We must come to realize that the greatest disease threatening humanity is depraved indifference, shown most spectacularly in the deliberate starvation right now of millions in Afghanistan in the name of human rights. Moreover, if you let such an injustice happen to others, the same injustice will sooner or later happen to you. 19 people just died in a horrific fire in the Bronx, New York. There were over 24 previously reported violations at that building. Among the dead were 9 children. But hundreds of thousands of children are about to starve to death in Afghanistan. The cause of the deaths of innocent children in Afghanistan and in the Bronx is the same. The cause is a depraved indifference as to whether or not they either would or should survive. Once, nations aspired to prosperity for all citizens. It was called the general welfare of ourselves and our posterity. Now, because we refuse to stop Wall Street and the City of London's futile attempts to continue their bankrupt system, mass death beckons daily throughout the transatlantic world. We are told that, regrettably, mass death will be normal. It will be endemic in the form of pandemics, or war, or extreme events. If that be so, that must be a direct result of our depraved indifference, because we could have treated the sickest in the world first, but instead chose not to do so, and still continue to choose not to do so. We say no to this pact with despair and death. There is a plan called Operation Ibn Sina, designed by the Schiller Institute to resolve the injustice underway in Afghanistan, and by that means create a united worldwide effort to roll back the glaring injustices in healthcare and other areas. Releasing Afghanistan's $9 billion in funds is only the beginning. You have the power to implement Operation Ibn Sina by joining us and rejecting depraved indifference. The way to defeat injustice is to create justice in the world, now. In that way, perhaps, the unjust deaths of those who have died by fire in the Bronx, by famine in Afghanistan, and by the folly of doomed imperial ambitions all over the world can be the inspiration for the creation of the beloved community that humanity truly requires and deserves.